And a former Ohioan now living in New Orleans says Ida was worse than forecasted.
10 TV's Kevin Landers spoke to him by phone and joined us from the Digital Broadcast Center with his story. Kevin?
Well, good evening. Hurricane Ida slammed into southeast Louisiana with 150-mile-per-hour winds. That ties it for the most intense hurricane to hit the state of Louisiana. I spoke to this gentleman right here who's formerly from Findlay, Ohio, who now lives in Monterey. He rode out the hurricane with his wife and his daughter.
Bobby Fredritz shared this video on his Facebook page having fun with the wind gusts from Hurricane Ida before it became unsafe to go outside.
We stayed through Katrina. We stayed through Zeta last year. We've stayed through a bunch of them. This is the worst one I've ever rode out.
These photos show some of the damage to his neighborhood and the 3 car dealerships he manages, where garages were caved in and part of the roof was torn off.
The worst thunderstorm you're going to see in Ohio, it was like that from probably 8 o'clock to midnight. We're going to need lumber, drywall, a lot of people that flooded, a lot of roof damage everywhere.
What's your biggest concern right now?
No running water. It's going to be a miserable week for sure. I mean, they're saying no power for 3 weeks, no water for 3 weeks. I mean, they're probably saying worst case scenario, I hope, but it's going to be a week with no running water and no power for sure.
Fredritz says as soon as the roads are passable, his wife and daughter Scarlett will leave the area while he stays behind.
My wife and my 7-year-old are going to go back to Ohio.
Fredritz, who is part of the Cajun Buckeye Club in New Orleans, says now that the storm has passed, it's about finding a way to survive. He says he's already started scavenging for vital supplies.
I had 5-gallon buckets that I filled up with water, as many as I can get. We probably have 10 5-gallon buckets of water. We've already confiscated a porta potty from the new construction that fell down next door.
Now, Fredritz tells me despite living through several hurricanes, he has no plans of returning to Ohio. He says he loves living in Louisiana.